And today is the last day of our web development training, and the website that we are going to create today is the best portfolio website. And let me show you the website design. It look very nice. Let me show you. Let me open this, and this you can see when I come on this page, it comes with animation. If I scroll down, then animations, then professional skills, and you can see like this: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, UX, UI. Then work with this nice hover effect, contact like this, and then you can see this button shadow, and then shloka footer. This is the footer, and you can see here this is a nav bar with this hover effect. If I click on it, then also it comes here, and it is fully responsive. You can see it looks like this on any mobile phone. So I hope you like this website design. So let's make it. First, let me open the IDE Visual Code, and then I have already given you the standard template. And still, if you have not downloaded it, you can download it. So now, first I will add a comment, and it will say header. You can see I have added a comment which says header. Now, after this, what I will do is make a header. Oh, let me close this. Yes, so I will make a header with a class of L header. Then inside this, what I will do is make a nav with the class of nav and another class of BD grid. Let's say BD grid. And what I will do is make a div, and inside this anchor tag with the class of nav logo, and the href will be a thread link, and this is a shloka, and this is the logo, so you can say anything as you want. And then I will again make a div. With a class of nav menu and an ID of nav menu again, but you can see the difference. Here I use underscore, and here this. And inside this I will make a UL with the class of nav list. And let me also start the live server, so you will be able to see the changes. So this is the live server opening, and now inside the nav list I will make 5 LIs. So let's say LI into 5, and each of them will have a class of nav item. And wait, inside each of them I want an anchor tag with a class of nav link. So the href I will say home, this will say home, and also I will add a class of active. What let me do is say second one hashtag about, third one hashtag skills, the fourth one hashtag word, and the last one hashtag content. And now here I will say about, then skills. After skills I will say word, and finally I will say contact. And let me go here delete this. You can see it's looking like this. Now I have already noted I have not added CSS, so it's looking very bad. So after this, I will come out of this div with the nav menu and stay inside the nav. And now I will say div with a class of nav toggle and an ID is nav toggle. And this will simply have an ID class of bx and bx menu. So bx and bx menu, and you can see this icon. So now after this, let's go to the styles.css and do some styling. So already in the starter template I've made some variables for you. So what I will do now is first start with the HTML, and I will only say scroll behavior mode. After that, I will target the body and I will say margin of header height, the variable that we use. Then I will change the font family to body font. Then I will change the font size to normal font size, and finally I will change the color to second color. Reload this so you can see the font and all, it's looking better. Now what I will do is alt H1, H2 and P tag, all of them change their margin to 0. After that I will say that all the UL change the margin to 0, change their padding also to 0, and English style none because we don't want that annoying dots there. So you can see now it's looking better, very much better. Now I will say all the anchor tags, their text decoration should be none. Then the underline has now gone finally. After the anchor tags, I will say all the images change their max width to 100%, change their height to auto, and change their display to block. If we have not added image, that's why we are not able to see. Now I will say class CSS. I will add a comment, and this is for the basic ones. Let's say dot section title. These are one like the reusable style that we use. First, they will add a position of relative. Their font size will be H2 font size. Let's say H2 font size, and their color will be first color. Then their margin from the top will be MB2. So let's say MB2, and then margin from the bottom, which is MAROV, will be MB4. After making this, we will also say text line center because we want them at the center. Now I will copy this section title. Also let me copy this whole, and here I will say after, and inside after I will say position to absolute, change the position to absolute, and then we also in after we should add a empty string in the content. After that I will change its width to 64 pixels, height to 0.18 rem, then I will change the left to 0, right to 0. I will also change the margin to auto for the text line center. Then I will add top of 2 rem, and finally I will change the background color, and the color I will change to is first color. So now what I will do is target all the with the class of sections, all the tags. I want to add some padding from the top and it should be of 3 then, and I will also have padding from the bottom and also of 2 then. So now after this I will say comment and then I say layout. Now inside this I will say dot bd grade, and all the bd grade their max width should be 1024 pixels. Their display should be grid. Then their grid template column will be 100%. Then grid column gap. So let's say grid column gap, and the grid column gap should be of 2m. After that I will change the width and it will be calc. The calculation I want is of 100% minus 2m. After that I will add margin from the left side. So let's say margin left and MB2. So variables are actually very helpful and it's a good habit of using variables. So you should also use. So margin right, and I will also say MB2. So now after this BD grid, I will target the .L header. I will change its width to 100%. I will change the position to fixed, top 0, left 0, and then I will also add z index of z fixed. So let's say z fixed. Then I will change the background color to white. So the color code is hashtag triple F, and I will add box shadow so it looks much better of let's say 0, 1 pixels, 4 pixels, and then I will add RGBA, and it will be of 146, 161, 176, and finally 0.15 reload this. So you can see nice box shadow is here. So now after this I will style the nav. So let's say nav with a comment. Now let's start with styling the nav. So dot nav height will be header height. Then the display will be flex. Justify content space between, align items center, and I will also add of font weight of font small semi. So you can see it will be like this. Now I will say add a media query and say and media screen and max width of 768 pixels, and then inside there is no menu, which is an navigation. I will change their position to fixed. Top is header height, right is minus 100%, width is 80%. Then I will also add height of 100%. After this I will add padding of 2rem, and I will change the background color to second color, and I will add transition of 0.5 seconds and show you in this. So you can see right now actually I did on click event for it. So if I come here, make it small, then it looks like this. So now after this I will say dot nav item, and inside all now item up I want to add margin bottom, which is marob of MB4. So now I will say that all the nav link change their position to relative, and change their color to white. So now you will not be able to see them. After that, I will say that copy this, and I will say if somebody hovers it, then change the position to relative. Now I will again paste this. Now say hover, and after, if that happens, then change the position to absolute, and I told you content to be an empty string, width of 100%, height of 0.18 rem, left of 0, top of 2 rem, and finally background color of first color. So you can see they are like this here. Now let me inspect. You can see this is here like this. So now what I will do is target the .nav logo, and in all the logos I want to change their color to second color in one logo, sorry. And now I will say .nav toggle, and in this nav toggle I will change the color to second color. I will change the font size to 1.5 rem, and I will change the cursor to pointer. So you can see this is like this. After this I will say I will add a comment, and this comment will say active menu, and inside active menu first I will start with dot active. After I will change the position to absolute, content to be a empty string, width of 100%, then I will also add height of 0.18 rem, then left of 0, top of 2 rem, and I will also add background color of first color. So now I will say show menu, and I will say dot show. I will add right of 0. So this is for when I will add JavaScript. Now I will say home. So I will style the home later on. First, let's go to the HTML file. Now inside the HTML file, what I will do is, after we have made this header, I will make a main, and I will give it a class of lmain. Inside this I will add a comment home, and then I will say make a section with a class of home, then bd grid and id of home, and inside this I want to have a div with the class of home data, then h1 with the class of home title, and inside this h1 first I will say hi. After this I will add a br tag, and after that I will say I am, and after I am I will add a span tag, and I will give it a class of home title color, and the span tag will change Shloka. And then after that what I will do is go out of the span tag, add a br tag, and then it will say web designer. Okay, so you can see it's looking like this, and I have to do it like this. Now it's looking fine. So now what I will do is, here after this h1 tag I will make a anchor tag with a class of button, and the href will be this, and it will say contact. So now after this I will make a div with the class of home social, it will have three anchor tags. So let's say anchor tag into three, and each of them will have a class of home, social, icon. So the href is this blank inside. Oh, so let me do it like this, and inside each of them I want a I tag, and I'm going to give with him a class of bx and bxl dash. So now href is this one, and inside this simply I will say LinkedIn. LinkedIn. Now let me do it like this. Then in the second one I will say Behance, and in the third one I will say GitHub. Okay. So now after this I will come out of this home social. Then I will make a div with a class of home and then image, and inside this I will say image, and inside assets you can see I have an image folder. So I will say assets image and then perfil.png. So this was it for this section. Now let us, after this section, add a comment and say about. So I will make a section with a class of about, then section id of about. Then inside this I will add h1 with section title. This is about. Then I will make a div with the class of about container, and after this I will also give it a class of bd grade. And inside this div what I will do is make a div with a class of about image. Inside this image post will be image find part, inside assets image, and then about. So this one. Now after this I will go to the styles.css, and inside styles.css what I will do is I've already added a comment of home. So let's say dot home height will be calc will be 100 height minus 3 rem. Then I will also add row gap, and the row gap I want to add 1 rem will be fine. Yes. Now I will say home data, align self center. Now I will say home title. Inside home title I will say that change their font size, big font size, and I will add margin from bottom of MB5. Now I will say home title, then color, and inside this I will change the color to first color. After this I will say dot home social, and I will change display to flex and flex direction column. So you can see it looking like this. Now I will say dot home social dash icon to this one, and I want to say that changes width to max content. I will add margin from the bottom of MB2, and then I will change its font size to 1.5 rem, and then I will also change the color to second color. So it's looking like this. Now what I will do is, after this home social icon, I will say copy this actually, and now I will say somebody hovers on it, then simply change its color to first color. So you can see nice white effect of them. Now I will say note home image, and inside this home image I will say change its position to absolute, right of 0, bottom of 0, and then width to 295 pixels. So you can see it has come there. Now I will say buttons, and I will say dot button, change the display to inline block, then the background color should be first color to white, which is hashtag triple F. Then I will add padding of 0.75, then from top and bottom, and 2.5 then from left and right. Now then I will change the font weight to font semi, and I will add border radius, of 0.5 rem. And now you can see this button is doing very nice. So now I will copy this, and I will say somebody hovers on it, and then add box shadow. In the box shadow I want to add a 0, 10 pixels, 36 pixels, RGB 000, 0.15, 0, and nice hover effect you can see. So this image should come there, and why it's not coming, so let's check it from the top. Here home tag 3 rem, row gap 1 rem, align self center, home title big font size, margin bottom MB5, home title color first color, then home social I said display flag direction column width max content, then margin bottom MB2, font size 1.5 rem, and color of second color. Then I'll say homes if somebody hovers, then that after this home image I want to change its position to absolute, right and bottom to 0, and width of 295 pixels. So you can see it's like this. And here this is the home image that we made, and here I will remove the alt because I don't want it, and here I will say contact, so when we will make the contact then it will redirect it there. So now what it's doing, you can see it's doing very nice right now. Now style.css, we said that all the images, styled all the images. So inside all the images we set max width to 100%, height auto, and display of block. Yes. So now what I will do is style the about section. So let's say about section styles, and I will say dot about container, and in this we should have a row gap of 2 rem. After that I will say text align center. Down I will say dot about subtitle, and in the subtitle I will add margin from the bottom of MB2. So we are styling this home about section. So let's say dot about image, justify self center, justify self of center. Now I will say dot about image and image, width of 200 pixels and border radius of 0.5 rem. So it has come at the right place. Now I will go to HTML file and complete the about section. So about section I have added this image, and after this image what I will do is stay inside the about container, and what I will do is make a div with a class of about subtitle. So let's say div with a class of about subtitle, and this will say I am Shloka. So let's say I am Shloka, and after this let me wrap it all inside the div, and it's the div will be here, it will be here. So now after this div what I will do is add a p with a class of about text, and this will add some dummy text to load M60 and reload, and you will see it looking like this. So now after this we have completed this section, and what I will do is first open my second IDE. This side, my website is already open here, and I will open the style.css, and here you can see in the home section I have added these styles, and here also in the home sections. After here, and what I will do is copy the style here and paste it here, so we will not have to do any styling and all. We will do this main.js and this only. So now let's close this one, and so now you can see it has come properly, and we will not have to do any styling. So now what I will do is here after this section add a comment and say skills. And let me tell you one thing, this download link of the styles.css it will be given in the description below. And today I will also give you a link of downloading all the websites designs that we made it this time in the web development channel. So I will give you the ID of skills, and first I will say h2 with the class of section title, and this will say skills. So you can see it's coming like this. And what I will do is add some JavaScript to make it better. So I will say const show menu is equal to, and then in bracket I will say toggle ID and nav ID. Then what I will do is do it like this. Then I will say const toggle is equal to document dot get element by ID, and the ID is toggle ID. Now I will say nav is equal to document dot get element by id, which is nav id. And after this I will say if, and inside this I will say toggle, and I will add two ands, and I will say nav. Then it will say toggle dot add event listener of click, and then I will say like this, and I will say nav list nav dot class list dot toggle, and I want to toggle and give it a class of show. So this was, now what I will do is go outside all of this and say show menu, and in brackets I will say nav toggle and nav menu, and then inside this I will say const nav link is equal to document dot query selected, and I will say dot nav link. Then I will make a function, and name will be link action, and what this function will do is say nav link dot for nav link dot for each, then I will say n this, then I will say n dot class list dot remove active. Now I will say this dot class list dot add active. So it's a little complicated. So we say navlink dot for each, and then inside this we added n with classlist dot remove active, and then we said this dot classlist dot add active. After that, what I will do is make a const inside this only and say nav menu, and this nav menu will be document dot get element by id, and then the id will get is nav menu, which is a un, and after this I will say nav menu dot class list dot remove, and I want to remove show. So now we have done this. Now we will go out of the function link action, and we will say nav link dot for each, and then inside this for each what I will do is say n, then like this, and I will say n dot add event listener of click, and then link action, and I will close this. So you can see it has become responsive. And now what I will do is add scroll level animation. So let's say const sr is equal to scroll reveal, and then I will add these brackets and then these brackets, and inside this I will say first add origin. origin of top, and we have linked this animation plugin, so it makes our website look much better. And now I will say distance, and I will say distance of 80 pixels. Now duration of 2000, and finally reset of true. And now I will add scroll home, so I will say sr dot reveal, and I want to reveal loud dot home title, then like this I will add some duplicates, then I will say dot button, and I will say 200, then I will say 400, and let me also add delay here. So let's say delay, and then I will say interval of 200. The second one is button, the third one is dot home image, then the last one is home social icon. So inside this we have linked our JS file, and here it is showing this like this. So origin top, oh, we should not have this here. And we added delay of 200, delay of 400, and then interval of 200. Now this was it for the home, and inside about I will say sr dot reveal, then I want to reveal dot about image, and then a blank of this, then let me copy this, paste it here, change this to delay, and this will also be 400, and this will be dot about text. So dot about text, and then this will be dot about subtitle. So after this first index.html, let me copy this, paste it here, and this is the scroll reveal one. So I will copy all of this scroll reveal one, inside that make a new file and name it scroll.jx, paste everything here. So this is the scroll reveal one, and now what I will do is in the index.html I will say scroll.js, then I will move it like this. So Now I will open my IDE, go to main.js, copy this, and here I will paste this. So now what I will do is make the skill section. So this was part 1 of this amazing portfolio website that we will be making. The next in part 2 we will make the other sections. So I hope you like this. Thanks for watching.